Olá, me chamo Daniel.
Oh, yeah.
Você tinha comentado que para iniciar um estado desejado, é preferível a gente dar pistas ou outras estratégias em vez de falar diretamente para a pessoa, porque às vezes o meu conceito é diferente do conceito da pessoa. Só que se eu estou usando uma palavra e a pessoa também tem a palavra, tipo felicidade, qual é a vantagem de usar uma abordagem indireta para iniciar o estado desejado, em vez de falar diretamente felicidade, bem-estar? Qual é a vantagem para iniciar um estado usar uma abordagem indireta?
Yeah. Well, if you want to elicit a state, you have to use an approach of orienting toward. There are some states that are individual. Like if I say concentrate, you can concentrate. If I say pay attention, you can pay attention. If I say cooperate, that is an interpersonal state. And it can't be, you can't do it directly. If I say be spontaneous, that is a paradox. You can't do it and do that on command. So most states need to be elicited. And we have a terrible word, which is induction. We induce hypnosis. It's not right. It's that we elicit a trance. And we do that by orienting the person to components. And if there's some concepts that, like humor, you can't say to somebody, laugh. You have to stimulate laughter. And it's similar with happiness and marriage. Marriage is an interpersonal state. So I try to think, what states are individual, what states are relational, and what states are contextual. If you want to feel awe, you go to the Grand Canyon in Arizona, you look in and you feel awe. If I say, right now I want you to feel awe, you can't do it. You need a context that will stimulate awe. And even faith. If I say, have faith, and I explain why it's important to have faith, it's not going to be so effective as you have a transforming experience and you realize faith. And that's why people go to temple or they go to church, because in that context you feel faith. You feel the Spirit of God. And you can do it individually, but yes, you can watch the football game on television, but if you go to the stadium and you're watching with so many people who are all feeling passion, you feel passion. So is the state individual, relational, contextual? Think of all of the different states, create 3 lists of what is an individual state, a relational state, and a contextual state, and then think about how to access that state and where are the situations or the relationships in which you can best access that state. And from the rabbinical tradition, we have Talmudic stories about great rabbis, and that's what transmits a spirit of understanding. And it's not just explaining the idea, it's that this story of a great rabbi and the way that he explains things, you feel it and you don't just know it, right? So that's an important question. And it just seems so logical that you could say to a depressed person, oh my God, it's a beautiful day in Brazil. The sun is shining. Go to the park. Enjoy yourself. You don't have to be depressed. But it just doesn't work because problems have a dissociative element. Like, I sat down at the table and suddenly the food was gone and I don't even remember eating. And suddenly the pack of cigarettes was empty and I don't remember smoking. So because problems just happen, they have to have a dissociative element. Suddenly I was frightened. And so then when we are using evocative methods, we are speaking the language at which the problem is created, which is a more basic pattern in the brain. Our brain from evolution is designed to respond to this more than this. The fact that evolution changed the vocal cords of hominids and created the ability to create complex sounds and add complexity of verbal communication. Verbal communication is a miracle. It's amazing. And it allows us to go to the moon. And what verbal communication does is it networks us. And we don't have to reinvent cars or video cameras or seminar rooms. And for animals, they are unnetworked computers. Animals have to learn everything over again, and they don't get to network with other animals very much. And they have to communicate by using this form of communication. They can't use words to communicate. So the basis of all communication is signals. And problems exist in very deep areas of the brain, not just in the front of your brain where you're thinking. So when we use evocative forms of communication, we're speaking to deeper areas of the brain. It just seems logical to me. Super questions. One more?